Okay, this is an example of a touch panel that can be used on iPads. It can also be used on PCs, laptops, desktops, and most of the Crestron touch panels. In this case, we have data in the middle here. This says panel 15. Every panel gets its own identification. It can be a number, it can be an area, like family room, or it can be a person's name, like Todd or Claire, in case it's their personal device, like an iPad. This says unknown. Unknown it says that right now because the zone select we haven't selected a zone. This is normally where the zone would show up. Over here we have some other data. We just have the time, which isn't shown here because this is designed for an iPad, and so the time would normally be at the top. The date, the temperature, the humidity, sunrise and sunset. This can be anything you want, really. Over here, these buttons are always available. Wherever you are in the project, you'll always see these buttons. In this case, it's global functions. In this case, I have lights, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, pool, and other. In the case of lights, we have different zones, upstairs, downstairs, basement, outside, and then in each zone there are sliders for the lights in that area. Now, these sliders are available because this is a Crestron lighting system. If it's something else, it may not be available. And here we have some presets. There can be many more presets: dinner, party, entertain, late night. In this case, I only have 2. Heating, ventilation, air conditioning. We only have one thermostat here, but we can do scheduling. We can also, you can have it turn on early in the morning, turn off by the time you leave for work, and then just direct manual control. Here we have a custom pool interface. This allows us to control all the aspects of the pool. This can also be controlled from your office or your iPhone. On your way home, you can turn on the pump and the heater and turn on the hot tub if you want. That kind of thing. And here we just have we have panel settings. We can select different backgrounds. In this case, we'll leave it black. I've thrown in some astronomical data. This is sort of interesting if you're a walker and you don't want to be out past sunset, or if you're a stargazer, you'll know when the best time to view the stars is, when it's dark enough. And here we have service. This is for the technicians, but sometimes users like it. But if you happen to accidentally come in here, you read this and you can exit. In this particular case, I have the ability to set the time of the processor. We have reports. Reports are useful for technicians to maintain areas. In this case, this is showing power, so if there's an area that gets used a lot, then the technician can see that that area needs to be kept in tip-top shape. This can also be used to track the lifespan of a projector bulb. So if your projector bulb is only 2,000 hours, then when you get up around 1,500 to 1,800 hours, this thing can send out an email, and the technician knows to go in and replace the bulb, so it doesn't go out in the middle of a show. I/O testing for the processor. This is also very handy for technicians who are installing, and then some other custom things. Okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit about zone selection. Since every panel contains the same project, then any panel could select any zone. In this case, I have these zones here, and every zone starts with a status, so all these zones are currently off. But if I go into, for example, the living room, the options for that room come up over here. I can turn it off, I can watch, and I can listen. So we'll select, and you'll notice also at the top here, this now says living room. And that'll remain living room, even if we go to other things and attempt to change other things. So since we're controlling living room, we'll say watch, and we'll say DVR1. This is a TiVo. DVR is for digital video recorder. As soon as you select it, the display comes on and the amplifier comes on. If the amplifier and the display offer any kind of feedback, then you'll see that here available. So in this case, the display allows us to adjust the screen sizes and various other things. If the display does not offer feedback, this won't show up. And in case of the amplifier, we have the same thing. We have some quick jumps to volume settings, so you don't have to fuss around with the volume up and down, and then some mute control, and then all these various sort of surround sound modes. We'll keep this quiet for now. And then over here we have a feedback bar for the volume level. This shows you when you go up and down, you can see how the volume goes up and down. If I go into volumes and I click something like normal, you'll see it jumps up like that. That lets you know where it is. These are the basic controls for the TiVo box in this case. If you have DirecTV, this would look a little bit different. So we also have over here, down here we have our transports and all that stuff, a couple of shortcuts for display modes. And here we have favorites. Now in the case of favorites, you can select what you want to see and it'll change the channel on the TiVo, or you can put in your own. So let's say we go over here, we see that Claire hasn't set any. We'll go into manual, we'll pick channel 56, and then we'll come over here to favorites, and then simply press and hold, and it stores it. Then you can come back to that anytime you want. These names can be anything you want. They don't have to be, they're not dedicated. So this is basically for the satellite, the cable boxes in this case. We can also pick something like Apple TV and VCR and security, and then we can also do listen, iPod, CD, Apple TV. If we go back over here to zone select, you'll see now this says DVR1. If we go into the master bedroom, let's say, and we say watch DVR2. Now this is possible because all of the devices are in one central location, or the head end as it's called. The bedroom in this case does not have feedback on the amplifier. So you don't see the level bar over here, and you don't see an option for direct level settings. The display, however, does, so we still get our display modes. In this case, we have a bedroom timer. The bedroom timer allows you to set a time at which the system will turn itself off should you fall asleep. If you just want to watch a little TV and fall asleep to it, there you go. This maintains an update here. One thing to remember also is that at any time, if you go into lights, let's say, the lights will automatically go to the area that you're in. And let's say we turn the master bedroom lights off. If we want to get back to what the master bedroom's doing at any time, we only have to touch master bedroom here. And that brings us right back to the page where we were controlling the DVR in this case. So if we go into the bar and we say listen and we say iPod, then we get into our iPod page and we can select different things with the iPods. Classical music, an outdoor overture, go to the player, and so on. Also with the iPod we could do searching. Here we go. And for whatever reason, it doesn't want to find it. And so on. And that generally covers this area over here, zone selection. We can see here that the bar is, we have DVR1 here, we have DVR2 here, and the bar is off. So we'll turn this off, we'll turn this off, and now everything is off, and that is about it.